Moral reasoning is a method used by moral agents to decide what is right or wrong. It is also used to decide what to do in a given situation. This is an important factor in the psychology of human morality. Both philosophers and psychologists study moral reasoning. First, let's discuss reason itself. Reason is a type of thinking that applies logic to a situation. The goal of reason is to understand the world by making conclusions based on premises. It's also used to influence the decisions a person may make. For instance, making an educated guess off the data you have. For example, if there's someone at the door, the dog will bark. Assuming this sentence holds true, there are some other sentences that must also be true. If the dog didn't bark, there is no one at the door. So how does morality fit in? Moral reasoning is about using logic to make moral assessments about right and wrong. It is a process of using premises and conclusions to drive one's moral behavior. Every day, people are faced with the dilemma of whether to lie in a given situation or not. People make this decision by reasoning the morality of their potential actions and through weighing their actions against potential consequences. Moral agents, like human beings, use moral reasoning to decide how to act. They also use it to justify their actions. People use moral reasoning every day, from the smallest dilemmas to the most significant. A related concept to this is moral reflection. Whereas moral reasoning is used to decide what to do, moral reflection evaluates the nature of a decision. Fundamentally, this means reflecting on whether or not what you or someone else did was either right or wrong. But it can also mean assessing whether or not an action fits in with a moral code, or, from a more utilitarian perspective, whether or not an action led to the best outcomes. Reflection can help us make better decisions in the future, though it may also be used to rationalize past behavior. While moral reasoning might be an ideal, it's not always attainable. People like to think they apply reason in their decisions. But decisions are often fueled by emotions instead of logic. For instance, when you are out shopping and you find something you really like, you may purchase it impulsively without considering the cost and then regret it later. It's also not always easy for people to accept reasoned approaches. Someone might place great value on something for being right or wrong. They may want to be right instead of looking at the facts, and no amount of reasoning will change their minds. People are also not always good at performing moral reasoning. They don't always apply a strong moral framework like deontology or utilitarianism to a problem. Instead, they come to a strong moral conclusion that they cannot logically defend. This is called moral dumbfounding. Those are some of the challenges of moral reasoning, but still, moral reasoning is an important component of any ethical determination.